Hi, my name is Keith and I'm known as a Florida Stoneman, and today I'm going to be talking to you all about how you guys can avoid energy vampires. I wanted to make this video and I got a phone call, so yeah, this video is all talking to you about how you can avoid people vacuuming your energy. We live in a world full of vampires, and we live in a world full of people who are just out here to vacuum energy. When you're at a very high vibration, you're going to be very noticeable among people who have been in a dark or a very lonely or a low place. And that energy is going to get vacuumed out of you if you don't identify what exactly an energy vampire is. By the way, I'm making this video in my car because it's super windy outside, and I would really like you guys to hear this video. So yeah, this is really important, because if you let yourself get vacuumed by someone who's just an energy sucker, which that's what people are sometimes. It sounds harsh, but you won't know until it's too late. So save yourself the energy vacuuming. Some people, and remember how I said I say this in every video, energy goes on a gradient from high to low, and everything's energy. In the spiritual world, even energy is currency. You pay for energy by paying your attention to certain things. So you're paying for something that you're not really wanting to pay for, and that's exactly what an energy vampire is. They're taking your energy dollars and they're keeping it. You're buying someone who is parasitic. What you're essentially buying is lessons. What you're buying for yourself when you let people around you who vacuum your energy is just karmic lessons. And sometimes some of you have to go through this to become a better person. Sometimes when you have a lesson and it's not immediately apparent to you, you're not at a stage in your life journey to the point where you're going to be able to learn that lesson from getting just someone telling you, and you're going to have to live it to be able to not want to live it again, if that makes sense. Hopefully you guys don't like getting your energy sucked, but in this video, a few ways to tell an energy vampire, by the way, is if you're around someone and you have so many questions after hanging around that one person, like you don't feel, something feels off. It might be a really good person. That person might make you feel amazing when you're around them, but something feels off. You can't put your tongue on it, but you don't have to. Trust your intuition. Your guys will always tell you something. One thing too, you'll be like, if you feel like something more could have been there that's kind of missing, then hang on to that feeling and go the next time you're around that person. And this could be a romantic interest, this could be a love life interest, this could be a family member. Doesn't really matter, because anyone could be an energy vampire. All it takes is for someone to be an energy vampire is to be on low energy mode. If someone has low energy because they've had a long day at work, they've been having all these trying things just hitting their life, they're not happy at where they are in life, they're going to be sucking your energy by accident because you just let them around you. And even if they don't say anything to you, that person's energy your energy is going to them just because of the gradient of high energy goes to low energy, just to even itself out. If you take an ice cube and you put it on a hot pan, it's going to cool the pan down a little bit, but it's going to also melt the ice cube. I'm telling you right now, don't be the ice cube. Save yourself so much time. Save yourself so much effort and so much just, I'm not going to say it's regret. I'm not going to say it's regret, because some of you who have been energy vampirized, and this does happen time to time. Like, for example, I'm very aggressive when it comes to cutting off energy vampires. Occasionally, I'll give someone the benefit of the doubt just because I'm human, and I'm a loving human, and that person might be an energy vampire by accident without me even realizing it, because sometimes you let your guard down because it's a nice person or it's someone who makes you feel good when you're around them, and that person vacuums your energy. Now, like I said, how can you ever question this? If you don't know something's happening to you, how can you change it? Well, this is a good question. Now, when it comes to changing this, you have to identify your emotion. This is very important. And I'm saying this like very urgently, because we as humans, sometimes we get used to schedules and being in routines and things just being the same. Like, you're comfortable at where you are, you like your routines, you like how things go, you know how tomorrow's gonna go, etc. Maybe you have a parasite in your routine that you don't really know is there. And certain crystals will help. I'll tell you right now, black tourmaline will keep energy vampires away. What's it called? There's so many different crystals that keep away energy vampires. Black tourmaline's the number one. Even shungite's good for keeping away energy vampirism. Elite shungite especially, but sometimes your energy can bypass a crystal if it's so against the crystal's energy. So if the crystal's job is to keep energy vampires away, but you're actively inviting this person around you, especially when that person, like, maybe something has tried to come up and try to cancel the plans between you being around that person. That's going to happen over and over and over and over and over again. And you might think it's just coincidence. You might have something pop in your head, be like, hey, this might have been either this is a sign or something, but you might just look past it because you're looking at something else. Now, be very conscious of this. I'm telling you, be very, very conscious of this, because this will make you very aware. When you're getting your energy sucked, you don't know it. Like, you ever have a mosquito bite and you're just like, oh, where did that come from? It's like a bump. It's like a whelp. It's because the mosquito bit you when it was really hungry, and it did it so fast and so quickly that you didn't really see it because it was small, and you thought something small couldn't do that, all of that. Now the thing is fat and flying around, and when you kill it, it's full of blood. I'm not saying that's how your friends are going to work. Your friends are not going to be flying around full of blood. I'm saying your friends will feel, and when I say your friends, it's these energy vampires are normally someone who you consider a friend and kind of let around you. So it's like a rogue energy vampire, someone who gets away with being an energy vampire. This can work for family as well. It's a lot of times it does happen with family, and at that point, I mean, you can let that person be your friend. You can let that person be the family member be around, but you have to address it. You have to cut it off. You have to. Most of the time, by cutting it off, you either you have to tell the person, like, hey. And I'll say this to people too. If I'm talking to someone, even if it's a friend, I'll just flat out tell them, like, hey, you're sucking energy. You gotta fix the way you act. You gotta fix the way you talk. You gotta fix the way you do things, because you're vacuuming energy. Some people will get highly offended by this, but I say I'm not saying it to offend you. I'm saying it because you're low on energy, and energy vampires will always stay in a low place. They're always looking for the next energy, whether they realize it or not. The energy could be some kind of bad news, some kind of drama, some kind of like... one thing about energy vampires too, they lavish. They love claiming things that they don't really want to be claiming. So you can catch this very, very ahead of time. This is another sign someone's an energy vampire is... They'll be like, oh, life sucks. And I'm like, you're manifesting that for yourself, and that's going to put you in a very low place, and you're going to have a life that sucks because you literally put the words out there. Now, you can change the way you talk, and I'll stick around, or you can keep talking bad about yourself, and you're going to be on your own, because I'm in a bolt. I'll flat out tell people, sometimes it shocks people, and it really wakes them up. I've stopped certain friends from being energy vampires just by giving them the... hey, you're kind of vacuuming energy, like, and I'll send them my videos too. I'm like, hey, you got to learn this about energy vampirism. Like, it sounds harsh, but this is something you might have to do, and a habit that you might have to get in with some of the people you want to keep as friends, or some of the people who are just not going to learn in this lifetime. You can't help them. You just can't. So you have a choice. You cut them off, or you let them vacuum your energy, and maybe 3 or 4 months go by, and you're like, oh, fudge. And yes, I said fudge because I'm getting you guys to say, replace your swear words as well, because fudge is something sweet and it's nice. The other word's not. But get rid of energy vampires by becoming more conscious. Realize who's around you. Realize, how do I feel after I talk to this person? How do I feel right now? And you have to get in the question of how do you feel. Keep asking yourself, how do I feel? How do I feel? How do I feel? What's causing me to feel this? What are these thoughts? Where are these thoughts coming from? How do I feel about these thoughts? You got to become... The people who are actually sliding down the worst ladder are the people who stop feeling. When people stop feeling in this lifetime, maybe in future lives, they'll just live and they'll be alive, but they won't function. They'll just get by. And them just getting by and just getting by around you is going to weigh you down. You have to discern who's supposed to be around you and who's not supposed to be around you. You have to be very active and conscious in cutting off energy vampires, because it's very vicious how people can suck energy very quickly. Now, even there's different kind of energy vampires. There's conversation energy vampires. There's energy vampires who are just in your presence. They're so low on energy, you feel like yawning when you know you're not tired. Now, what else is another version of an energy vampire? I've seen conversation energy vampires is a major one. So you're just talking to someone, and everything they say is just down and pulling you down, and you want to manifest something positive for yourself, but this person's putting out so much negative energy that it's actually going into your energy field as well, just because they're talking, and you notice what they're saying is not good, and you don't correct it. So you're being included in it. What else? There's so many other versions of energy vampirism. Some energy vampirisms can come from songs. So you'll feel like you'll have your energy vacuumed by listening to a song and you just feel down. It's because you got your energy sucked out by the song. Although it's already a record, it's your energy leaving and not coming back. So even something as a song can be energy vampiric. It sounds wild and it sounds crazy, but listen to, I'm actually not going to say any specific songs. There are certain songs out there, if you listen to it, by the end of the song, you're like, huh? Like, there's something wrong here. I really want to say one song. I'm not going to say the song. I'm not going to say any songs on my YouTube channel, but it could have been how the artist felt when they made this. I really want to say a song. Some artists, when they're recording a certain song, they're in such a sad mood that when you listen to the song, you're like, oh, this is catchy, but they were in a specific place that led them to feel down, and they made the song, and it's catchy and you're going along with it, but you notice something's off when you listen to the song. You're like, hey, my energy's kind of down after this, or like, hey, things that I don't want manifesting are manifesting. For example, the song, I said I was not going to name a song, but I'm going to name a song, because the artist is probably not going to go back and watch my video. Call out my name, and I don't, that song by The Weeknd, it's so catchy, and it's such a good song, catchy wise, but the lyrics are vampiric. The lyrics are very, because he was going through something with a certain love situation at the time, and those lyrics are literally just pulling. They're very pulling. They'll pull you down because just the energy behind the song. Now, I'm teaching you guys about how to catch energy vampirism on a like a voice level. So you'll catch it in certain songs. You'll catch it in the way certain people talk to you when they're talking. So someone will be talking. Pay attention to the tone in their voice. If you hear a certain, and this takes lots of training, so you'll hear a pattern in people's voices. You'll hear them go, oh, da, 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 da. Like, oh, I'm having a good day, but this is happening. Like, and be careful of butts. Watch people's butts. Not their actual butts, but look at the butts in the conversation. When they start butting stuff, I want this to come to me, but, and pay attention to the word want and need and but, because there are certain words that are just weak manifestation words that have a vampiric effect in your energy field. Yeah, I want this and I need this and I have to have that, but I don't. Pay attention to the words coming out of people's mouths, and you're gonna track where your energy goes. If you suspect a certain person's being an energy vampire, before you go into that conversation, pay attention. Write something down in your phone or on a notepad. Be like, okay, I feel good right now. And then you'll go into the conversation with the person, record how long the conversation is. When you leave that conversation, ask yourself, hey, does something feel a little bit off? Is something a little bit weird? Probably. If you have to ask that question, then probably. And then monitor how much energy you have left after that conversation. Now, this is a good way to check it. This is a very simple video. It's how you guys can track energy vampirism. You're gonna save a lot of energy, or you're going to learn a lot of lessons, or you're going to save a lot of energy. It's up to you. But if you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao.